On March 21st, my life ended. You see, my dad was a student who visited Australia to study. After 4 years in Australia, I must say I've grown quite fond of it. Hi, I'm Agung Hapsa, and this is my story.
Aku di titik di hidupku di mana apapun bisa terjadi dan aku tidak tahu apa yang akan terjadi di masa depan gitu. Dulu tidak ada pilihan, maka harus menjalani ini. Tapi sekarang terlalu banyak pilihan, nggak tahu mau melakukan apa.
Ini sekarang lagi mau lihat behind the scenes syuting video, musik video untuk Filosofi Kopi. Let's go.
Lo mundur dikit. Yuk, mundur dikit yuk.
No.
Yuk, mundur dikit yuk. Yuk.
Mundur.
Oke.
The first time I saw a real set, I thought, is it supposed to be like this? Because you see sets all the time in like behind the scenes photos and like in behind the scenes videos. When I saw it, I was like, oh, there's actually lights everywhere, even though they're not on, even though some of them are not used. There's like cables on the ground, there's tracks and everything. Because when I shoot, I can't have that on the ground or anything. As soon as I walked into the set, I saw the first thing I focused on was the dolly track. They had like a spiral dolly track, and I was like, never seen this in real life. I gotta get on it. So Angga let me sit on the track, and I got to operate the camera, which was really cool. You don't realize how like smooth everything is. It's all very professional. It looks like berkarat-karat, and it looks like very old equipment, but it's still like smooth as hell. So yeah, they shoot very strictly. They know what they're doing, so it doesn't matter. It's messy, but the end result looks really cool. Angga, salah satu direktor yang pernah aku temui yang ada impact-nya ke aku. Aku pernah ketemu dengan lumayan banyak direktor di Melbourne. It was like a TV show and I met a bunch of directors and they were all very boring, very textbook. Tapi sama Angga, like kelihatan dia nggak peduli tentang hal kayak gitu. Dia mau membuat art. Menurutku dia sangat passionate dengan filmmaking dan dia punya a vision untuk films. Film was very fragile back in the day. How did they make such good films back then? And how come with the technology we have now that we can't make films as great as they were back then? So it kind of makes you think like, yes, technology is progressing, but are we progressing?
Sutradara itu yang paling esensi adalah dia adalah seorang storyteller. Di banyak kasus orang merasa bahwa menuturkan cerita itu soal teknis, tapi menurut gue menuturkan cerita itu soal rasa, soal gimana kita bisa nangkep hal yang kita lihat, kita pandang, terus kita tuturkan ulang.
I like the way that Angga put it. He said that a film is like a mosaic. It's like a big picture made out of a bunch of little pictures. And those little pictures, they can be said about your crew. Your crew are those little pictures. You want them to paint the best picture they can, because ultimately that little picture is going to contribute to the whole thing, to the whole image, the whole film. So I think, yeah, collaboration, I didn't think that was such a big part of film until now. I started filmmaking alone. I grew up filmmaking, making videos by myself with one camera, with one tripod, with one monitor, looking at myself. So I think of filmmaking as a one-man show. Actually, this is much better if you have other people working together. I didn't Okay, I had very different perceptions of things before this. But I think the more people I met, the more I realized how far I still have to go. Although I try not to be close to other people, I think it's necessary for my own benefit, which is very selfish, to befriend and to learn from others who I used to look down upon. That's life. You can't. Now you make me sad. But yeah, I think that's life. If anyone you meet, you don't know if you're gonna be best friends. You don't know what's gonna happen in the future. All you can hope for is, for now, we're having fun. For now, we're doing great. So let's just try and live in the moment.
Mungkin aku tidak benar-benar merasa kehilangan temanku di Australia. Mungkin aku tidak benar-benar berpisah dengan keluargaku di Kalimantan. Mereka tetap hadir dalam bentuk kerinduan.
Hai, hari ini aku akan menjawab pertanyaan. Hai, pernah nggak kalian kepikiran bagaimana orang mau jadi terkenal? Banyak orang mau jadi selebriti, banyak orang mau jadi tawan, cuman buat tapi bagaimana sih caranya? I'm sure I will hate this film. I'm sure. Because it has me in it, and I have very high expectations of myself. But you start to realize, oh, you're not that great, Goong. Be humble. Like, lower yourself. So I think I'm always going to be arrogant because that's what sells me. That's what got me to where I am now. But I think I have to realize that I'm not the best, and that if you want to learn, you need other people. You can't learn it all by yourself.
Kita sering berpikir bahwa cowok itu logis dan gak peka. Menurut gue, Agung Hapsa justru maskulin karena dia belajar mengenal dirinya sendiri. Belajar merasakan.